YouTube, welcome back. Follow me on all my socials, man, and we're about to get into it. In today's video, we got the best teams to rebuild and the best teams to choose for superstar mode. We're gonna go over quarterback, running back, wide receiver, linebacker, and cornerback. As you know, Madden is coming out with the same feature that they came out with last year. So we're gonna break it down, give you the best positions the best teams per position, and then the best teams to rebuild. If you like this content, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think, man. We on the road to 500. So we're going to jump into the very first team. We're going to go with Houston. The Houston Texans, as you already know, they got CJ Stroud, who is only a 73 overall, but they are a very young team. They have 190 overall and 5 80s, okay? So if you think about it, their team is pretty young. They're building stuff up, okay? So that's team number one. With team number two, we have the Chicago Bears. And the Chicago Bears have 680 overalls. So as you can tell, there's you could put a lot of stuff in play with the Chicago Bears. They also have Justin Fields. I'm tripping. So, Justin Fields is a young mobile quarterback. You can quarterback sneak, you do all that. And then they also have a very good defense because majority of their 80s are on defense. So, there is a bright star if you like defense. I'm more of an offense guy, but you got room for that. And then our third team will be the Detroit Lions. That is who I'll be picking. So, don't pick my team if you're going to do it online. But we already decided that's going to be my team. They have 880 overalls. It's a good O-line, a rising offense. So that's probably the perfect team to rebuild. I've been looking at them. You probably need a quarterback, a couple more wideouts, tight ends, some other stuff. But you can figure all that out. Don't worry about it. I got that. And then our fourth team is the Arizona Cardinals. That's probably will be one of the most popular teams only because of Kyler Murray. They have 190 overall, 480 overalls, okay? 4. So that's only 5 players over 80 if you don't know what I'm saying. They have a very young offense, but their offensive line is super trash, okay? They need running backs. They need wide receivers. Well, they got James Conner, but you probably still need to get a little bit younger, add a little bit more depth to the team, all that good stuff. So that's team number 4. So with team number 5, we have the Rams, the St. Louis Rams. Wow. Okay, because listen, St. Louis Rams have definitely fell off. They only have 5 players, 5 over 80. 2 that are 90s, which is Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp, but then they only have 3 that are over 80 overall. And outside of those 5, literally, the next person is 77 and goes 76 and then 73. So there's a lot of room. I could definitely see that one being one of the top picks, but that's definitely number 5. Now, I'm going to give y'all 2 wild cards. 2. So make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video because your boy King Boss is generous. But my first wild card would definitely be the Carolina Panthers. That's probably going to be one of the teams that you see a lot of people run with, only due to the fact of Bryce Young, and they have a very good defense, but no real stars. With the Panthers, you have 1480 overall. So it's a lot of movement. Well, not movement, but there's a lot of talent on the team. But can it be solidified? Because Brian Burns is their best player, and he's only at 87. So just be on the lookout because I can definitely see a lot of people running with the Carolina Panthers. And my last wild card team. You ready? Drum roll. We got the Indianapolis Colts. I already know y'all know people is going to go wild with the Indianapolis Colts because, They got Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is only a 70 overall, but they also have a very good team in general. They have one 90 overall player and then 880 overall players. So there's something to work with. You know, they have a good offensive line because Quentin Nelson is probably the best player on the team. So you got Jonathan Taylor. You got a very young offense. You could, help solidify, move Anthony Richardson on, and, help him become from a 70 to probably like an 80, 99. You could probably do it in one season, because, Madden hasn't really went into how the stats are gonna affect your attributes, but with the training camps and stuff like that, and the new in this new game, it should definitely really help out, because I'm actually kind of interested to see how that's gonna go, because that's a side journey, but I actually like how they gonna do that. So I definitely be probably putting a whole lot of rookies if it was me. I mean, y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do. We gonna all figure it out on day one, low key. But I'm putting more rookies into the training camp so that way I can at least boost them up. So that way I can at least get them better, because I know they're there for the future. And so then we're gonna jump into the quarterback career. That's what we're gonna start with first, because everybody like to run quarterback. Everybody wanna throw the ball. But it's gonna be interesting to see in this game, because I can honestly say, with this Madden, a lot of the quarterbacks are not that great. It's a lot of okay quarterbacks, but majority of the quarterbacks that aren't big names are 70, 77, 74, 70. Like, I've never really seen the quarterbacks get drafted and their overall were so low. Like Bryce Young, he is a 74. Anthony Richardson is a 70. CJ Stroud is a 73. So they aren't too lenient this year with quarterbacks, and that's kind of around the board with all 32 teams. But what I'm going to give y'all is based on quarterbacks, the starting five, the starting O-line, okay? So the starting five, offensive linemen, and the starting 3 wide receivers and a tight end, okay? So that's going to be 3 wide receivers, because of course you're probably going to run spread offense, and then a tight end. So this is how all this is based, okay? So it's a math. You're going to hear it, but just if you got to pause it, do your thing. 21, do your thing. So the very first team that I would probably suggest you run quarterback with would be the Steelers, okay? So hear me out. I know they drafted Kenny Pickett last year, but Kenny Pickett is a 73, okay? You can do what you want to do, but Kenny Pickett is a 73. They have a 76 overall offensive lineman, and they have 81 wide receiver and tight end combo. You have Freiermuth, Pickens, and Deontay Johnson. So those are the top 3, but I did 4. So there's that. So like I said, the Steelers, you have a 76 offensive line, and they also have an 81 wide receiver and tight end. I didn't necessarily do running back, because I don't feel like, I didn't add running back into that, because I don't feel like people throw to the running back enough, because most running backs will catch the ball, but you're not sending the running back on really long routes unless you really need to. You feel me? So there's that. So then the second team, we got the Commanders, okay? Jacoby Brissett is a starting quarterback. They have a 72 overall offensive line. So the offensive line definitely needs a lot of help. So, you might definitely be, if you're going to go there, you might want to definitely make sure you don't have a pocket quarterback. But overall, they have 81 wide receiver and tight end. You got Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and Jahan Dotson. They really don't have a tight end. They have Logan Thompson there right now, but he's like a 70. So you probably gonna need to get somebody for there. The third team will be the Packers. So hear me out. That's my favorite team of all time. But Jordan Love is a 70. Okay. So if you don't necessarily like the Packers, you could definitely take over Jordan Love's spot, because I'm pretty sure, I don't know how they'll do it, but you got how they used to do it. You got first round, middle round, and then undrafted based on your overall, mess with your potential. But they do have space. They have an 80 overall offensive line, so it's a very good offensive line. It's probably the best offensive line they have. But the wide receivers and tight ends are not that great. So overall, their tight ends are only a 73. So your best players you're looking at are Christian Watson and Romeo Dubes, which are all kind of they're not established yet, okay? Because clearly I say them names, you probably like, who that? But if you're not a fan, you ain't gonna know who it is. But it's cool. I ain't tripping. Whatever. We still got some work to do. Period. But I don't forgot I'm in team. But the fourth team, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You have Baker Mayfield as a quarterback. He's only a 72, but they have a 79 offensive line, which is very good because, like I said, you won't necessarily get too many sacks. And they also have 81 overall wide receiver and tight end. So you got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, which are probably two of the best receivers in the game from what I've seen so far. So I would definitely say that's definitely a dark horse. Definitely. Because you get to, think about it. You get to throw to Chris Godwin, who's probably will have last year he had a 93, 95 speed. And then Mike Evans, who was he has a 90 speed and he's 6'6". So, that's kind of easy. And then the 15, we have the Falcons. So you have Desmond Ridder, who is a 70 overall. But he's a 70 overall, but think about it. Do you like the Falcons enough to keep him? I'm going to probably go with no myself, but that's something to think about. They have a 75 overall offensive line. They have 79 overall with the wide receivers and tight ends, which consists of the main two, Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Drake London is 6'6", and then Kyle Pitts is just phenomenal. Voila, he is a wide receiver in the tight end's body. You done heard enough about him. And so listen, for this one, I have 2 wild card picks, okay? So make sure you like, subscribe, and comment if you've enjoyed the content, man. Might add. Number 1 wild card team is the 49ers because they have Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is a 73 overall. They have a 78 offensive line overall. And they have 86 wide receiver and tight end, okay? Potential, overall. So just think about that. You could throw to George Kittle, Debo, and Brandon Ayuk. That sounds like MVP to me. To me. I'm just saying. You ain't got to worry about being on the ground the whole time. You can just sit back there and launch it. But then we have the Patriots. That is our second wild card team, which would be the last team for the quarterbacks. We got the Patriots. Mac Jones is a 70 overall. They have a good offensive line, which is at an 80 overall. And then they have 80 wide receiver and tight end overall. So you got Juju, Hunter Henry, Gesicki, and Devontae Parker. And that's those 4. So if you ask me, that's that's definitely a sleeper team that people aren't going to think about because they're going to say, do I want to really, play for, what's Buddy name? I can't think of his name. Put it in the comments. What's the Patriots head coach? Hey, put it in the comments. Whatever. Let's move on. So then, we got the running back career. We have the Ravens. That'll be number 1 because they only have a 78 overall, which this year they've done the running backs a little different, if you ask me, because the running backs are ranked higher than the quarterbacks. But that's not my decision. So, like I said, the Ravens, 78 overall. That's my number 1 pick. Just my number 1 team in general. Ain't no specific order. They have an 80 offensive line overall, so you don't necessarily have to worry about, they say you can run the ball a little bit better. From the gameplay I have been seeing, the run is a little bit better. So, I'm definitely doing a running back myself personally. make sure you stick around if you want to watch that when the game comes out. You feel me? Hey, but then the second team, we have the Commanders, the Washington Commanders. They only have a 79 overall running back. They have a 73 offensive line overall. And mainly how I did this with the running backs is based on how quick you wanted to play, because these are technically some of the lower rated running backs, and the backups, they're gonna be non-existent. You know, when you get there, you feel me? Hey, but this your guy right here. Then we have the Bears. It's number 3. Bears need a lot of work. Okay, their running back is a 77 overall. Their offensive line is a 77, so you don't necessarily have to worry about being on the ground the whole time. Getting through won't be that bad, but you know, hey, it is what it is. You gotta make it shake. You feel me? Then the 4th team we got is the Buccaneers again. So clearly the Buccaneers need work. Clearly. So, like I said, I've literally put them, I put them in almost everything, every category. But yeah, the Buccaneers definitely, they have a 75 overall running back, 79 offensive line. So definitely you'll have some protection. And the 5th team will be the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals. Their running back overall is only a 77. Their offensive line still needs help. It's a 74. So you might not have as much protection, but that is what it is. You feel me? Then you do have the wide receivers. Are y'all doing the wide receiver this year? That's the real question, because I haven't did a wide receiver in a while, and I don't know, man. That wide receiver career be kind of like, it be cool though, like, but I feel like it only goes but so far, because you know you gotta always I feel like you always begging for the ball, but that's neither here nor there. So cool. If you want to put it in the comments. Let your boy know. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment. It helps the channel. For the wide receivers, we have the number 1 team will be the Texans. The highest overall for the Texans wide receivers is a 77. You do have CJ Stroud. Like I said, he's only a 73. I don't necessarily know too much about his throwing accuracy and all that. I don't want to look into all that. But that is the quarterback of the future. You know, y'all can start something up, start a bond, blah, 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 blah. You feel me? That won't be bad. But like I said, Texas will probably be one of the most overused teams along with the Panthers. But that's not why you're here. So the second team we got is Green Bay again. Their highest overall wide receiver is a 77. You'll get passes from Jordan Love, who isn't necessarily established, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, and then we got number 3 team is the Falcons. And this is for wide receiver. Okay, this ain't tight end. So with the Falcons, you'll probably the highest overall for the Falcons is an 80 overall. You'll get throws from Desmond Ridder. So who is a 70 overall? Then the 4th team is the Kansas City Chiefs. Sleeper if you want to play wide receiver. Catch the ball. But definitely a team that you want to look out for. Yeah, so that's definitely a sleeper team that a lot of people aren't thinking of, because you know in their mind they're thinking of Travis Kelce, all that. But like I said, this is just for wide receiver. Their highest overall is an 81. You'll get passes from the 99 overall himself, Patrick Mahomes. And as you already know, they are an air raid offense, so they always throwing the ball. And then for the 5th team, you got the New York Football Giants Award. That we all call them, blah, blah, blah. All right, so their highest overall wide receiver is an 81, and then you'll get passes from Daniel Jones. Possibly, he got a bag, so he's gonna be there. But they didn't want to pay Saquon. Woo, that's not why we're here. So, and then we got the linebacker career. I commend y'all for playing linebacker and DB, because wow, I be getting my boot smoked. So I'm just gonna be completely honest. I definitely don't. But for the linebacker career, for number 1 team, we got the Buffalo Bills. They Hey, yo, listen. They did the linebackers dirty this game because it was a lot of teams that the linebackers were garbage, okay? But that's not that. But that's, and this is middle linebacker. That this ain't outside linebacker, because you know when you do superstar mode, they only allow you to do, well, face of the franchise, but now it's called superstar. Now they're gonna only allow you to do like certain positions, so it's mainly middle linebacker, stuff like that. You're picking up what I'm putting down. But you got the Buffalo Bills. They're starting middle linebackers is 68 overall. So I'm pretty sure you could start right away. Minimum. Bare minimum. Then you got the Houston Texans, which is team number 2. They have a 74 overall. Then you have team number 3, which are the Indianapolis Colts. They have a 69 overall. So if you don't play right away with these teams, it might be you, fam. You might need to go ahead and move to the offensive side or move on the outside. You feel me? But then you got the Raiders, which is number 4 team. They have a 74 overall. Then you have number 5, which are the defending Super Bowl. They lost the Super Bowl runner-up. You feel me? The Philadelphia Eagles. They have a 72 overall. And then I did 6 teams. You're welcome. That's the Atlanta Falcons with the 73 overall. So like I said, in the linebackers, if you don't play, you might have to reevaluate. They should give you some better overalls, but they also haven't went over how the superstar mode is going to work. But I'm interested to see how it's going to work. And then for the last one, we have cornerbacks. Cornerbacks are a whole lot better rated this year. They are definitely, you can see like the positions that they favor. So, and with the cornerbacks, we're gonna go with our very first team, which is the Houston Texans. They have a 79 overall, so you might be second, third fiddle, maybe play slot or whatever. Then you got the Tennessee Titans, which probably won't get that much love, but they have a 78 overall. That's their highest position, so you could probably slide up in there. And then you got the Detroit Lions. 77 overall is the highest they have right now. But I'm going to fix that on the channel, so make sure you like and subscribe. Stick around for that if you want to see that. Then you got the Rams, who have a 75 overall cornerback. Like I said, the Rams are garbage. So definitely a sleeper team to pick, if you want to. And then you got the Cardinals, who their highest cornerback is a 74 overall. So to wrap up this video, make sure you like, subscribe. We went over everything that you wanted. We went over teams to rebuild. We went over positions. We got quarterback, running back, wide receiver, linebacker, cornerback. Just make sure you save this video for when the game comes out, so that way you don't forget it. And you can always go back and check it out, man. Layout. Y'all be great. Y'all be safe. Peace.